Hey, what is happening, folks? It is Jimmy G in the place to be with the clickety-clack of my dog. Welcome to The Good, The Bad, The Awesome, where we review all things pop culture, mainly first reactions, unboxings, and some cool toys and all sorts of stuff like that, but with the occasional Comic-Con or other kind of video. But if this is your first time here and you're like, hey, this guy, I'm kind of digging him, go ahead and like and subscribe so you can get notified of all of our other videos. And if you've been here before, thank you for re-showing up. And so just don't forget, we do have our 500 subscriber giveaway that is going on, where we're giving away a bunch of fabulous prizes, so make sure you sign up for that. I'll put the link down below so that way you can be alerted of that. And as well, we still have our August giveaway that's getting ready to wrap up, so make sure you sign up for that. So today we're going to go into the McFarlane verse, and we're going to look at a McFarlane figure. So I bet none of y'all can guess, because McFarlane makes really the majority of a bunch of one type of figure, but we're going to look at that figure. So let's go back to my lab and check it out. And here it is, folks. It is the McFarlane Two-Face as Batman. And you can say, oh, yep, it's another Batman figure from McFarlane Toys. Big surprise. But this one looks really cool. And so part of its inspiration is taken from the Batman Reborn Story arc, which happened between August to December of 2009, I believe. And really, it was all about kind of the synopsis of it is, it was after the Battle of the Cowl, and Dick Grayson is the new Batman with his sidekick, of course, Damian Wayne. And there's a gang war between Two-Face and the Penguin. And then there's also a new group that arrives on the scene. And then Timothy Drake is also on the journey looking for Bruce Wayne, who he's convinced is still alive. So they're trying to look for him, and Ra's al Ghul is also watching. So as you know, the whole Batman universe, there's all sorts of stuff. So this is a tribute into that, where you have Two-Face dressed as Batman. If you don't know who Two-Face is, he was Harvey Dent, who was an attorney who wanted to do right and justice, and had acid poured on his face, and became Two-Face the criminal, where he let the coin decide. So very cool. My first initial reaction is I dig the colors. This red and black looks phenomenal. I love just the juxtaposition between the two. So you have the evil and the good, but that red and black really pops out. And I'm really digging how this looks so far. Now you can find this at Walmart, Target, Amazon, all those different places. It is not a special figure, so you can find it for, I believe, $19.99, or sometimes you may find it on sale. You may be able to find it when it goes on clearance, but really cool figure right here. So there's the front of it, the box, the side, Two-Face as Batman, QR code. The back, I love this artwork here, where you got the Two-Face Batman holding Batman right here, with that evil look on his face, and the coin that's all scratched right there. That looks really cool. And then the side, just again, says Two-Face as Batman. On the bottom, all the obligatory stuff, you know, with just what needs to be on there. And then the top, nothing much there. So that is the package so far. So I can't wait to get this guy out, pose him, kind of compare him to some other figures, and then give you some of my final thoughts on him. But so far, this, like I said, this looks really cool. And like I said, I've just recently started getting into McFarlane figures. You can see some of them in the back that I have here that we will open eventually. But I've been digging them. But I can tell that McFarlane really has kind of a preference for Batman. And the Superman molds don't look that great, which Superman's my favorite. But I don't mind Batman. There's a lot of really good ones out there. But yeah, if there's not one Batman figure, there's 2 or 12 or 200 or 3,000. But this is another reiteration. So let's get him out of the box. Well, let's flip a coin. Should we? Should we get him out of the box, or should we not? You know what? Let's get him out of the box. Let's do that in 3, 2, 1, go. And there he is out of the box, Two-Face as Batman. I can't do a good Harvey Dent. I don't know what he would sound like, but there's different versions of him. I'll just say, I'll be Harvey Dent. But that kind of sounds like my Batman voice. But anyway, what you get in the box is, of course, with every McFarlane figure, you get the card. And that card looks very cool. I love the artwork. I need to get me a card binder so I can put all this stuff. Has a bio back here about Harvey Dent on here. But that is awesome. So the next thing you get is obligatory with just about every McFarlane figure. You get this guy right here. You get the stand that you can put the figure on that some people like and they work really well and some people don't like. And then you get 2 sets of hands, some black hands and some red hands. And so you get those hands to kind of put on him to make him have different poses. And then last but not least, the figure. And look at that figure. Look at that face. Let me lift this camera a little bit so we can kind of get a little bit more. But look at that face. What a face that is. I love the disfigurement and kind of some of the detail in the mask part here. That is just so cool. I am really enjoying this. And this is the other detail I like. Look in the hand right there. I don't know. Can you see that? If you can't, let me see if I can bring some light in here to show you. Look at that. It's the coin. The coin's right there. The coin that he flips right there in his hand. That's so cool right there. That'd be cool if there was a little bit more detail in that. I mean, you'd have to be a pretty good artiste to do that. I know like some people like to touch these figures up, but so far, just really digging. I always love the feel of the McFarlane figures. That plastic soft cape is really cool. Really easy to take out of the box, of course. But let's get into some articulation just to see what he does, and then we'll show you in depth. Actually, let me just show you in depth some more of this figure. Look at that bat logo, just divided in half. That face, give you a little kind of like, there's the front of him right there. And again, if you have a monitor, you can go ahead and flip it like that. This is that, what someone calls is my trademarked rotisserie view here. There he is laying down. There's the back with that black and red cape. Oh, that sucks. Look at that right there. Little QC issue there. The paint chipped off the cape, and now we see the red underneath it. So we'll have to kind of get a marker or something and kind of paint that in. You can kind of see some of that mark there too. And there's some overspray right there. Come on, make that a little bit better, but that's okay. And then there is the side, like he's flying like Superman. And then there he is again from the rotisserie side. There's his feet and all sorts of good stuff too. But if we look at some articulation with him, the head is on a swivel. Man, that is just cool. I mean, let's bring that head back in here really quickly again. Just look at that. That is awesome. That is awesome. That's all I got to say about that. That is awesome. But you can spin that head all the way around if you want to. The arm is a 360. You have this joint like that too as well, and it kind of goes back a little bit like so. And then this part right here, it does spin as well. So you can get that arm in some really cool poses. And then the wrist spins. You got the wrist does rock a little bit. You have that more than 90 degree with that double jointed elbow there. And then you can get that out straight so you can kind of see what that looks like right there. So yeah, same arm, second arm right here, same verse, second verse same as the first, right there, boom. Gonna punch you, gonna punch you, man, punch you. That, so, but that's, and then there, how high it can go to as well. So you can kind of really get it kind of like, look at my abs of steel right there. And hey there, baby. Kind of get that look there going too as well. And then the middle of the body, you have a little bit of an ab crunch. This is something cool too. I don't know if the camera's picking this up. But there's like, it seems like it's a little bit of blue kind of shading right there. You see that? That's kind of cool. I mean, it's subtle. It's very, very subtle, but that's pretty interesting. That's a pretty cool detail right there. But you have a little bit of an ab crunch there. But the big main purpose of this is Why didn't anyone tell me my butt was so big? Is you can spin that top part 360, and the waist you can also give that a good 360. So you can get him in some gnarly kind of twisted body movements. And then you have the utility belt, and then his legs, you can do the Jean-Claude Van Damme with him. So you do have a bit of kind of like a spin. You can kind of see what kind of joint that leg is on. But you do have a bit of a rotation that you can do with those legs. And then as far as how far back it can go, you know, his bat underwear gets in the way. But again, you got more than 90-degree bend on that knee joint because you got a double knee joint here, which is awesome. And then the foot rotates and wobbles, and then that part also goes up like so. And then the same thing, second verse, same as the first, over here. And we can get him like just really in some kind of, that is a new Batman yoga pose. This is called, ouch, my tenders. So, but yeah, you can get him in some pretty cool and pretty gnarly poses. And then if you want to switch the hands out, real simple, just pop them off. You can see the hand is on just a little joint there, and then you can throw on a different hand. So if we want to put on this hand, there we go. One thing I'm kind of wish it came with is like maybe a batarang or something, you know, that we can kind of batarang it up with this guy. But that would have been awesome. Now, the thing that's tough about McFarlane figures is sometimes getting them to stand on their own. You have to kind of finagle it a little bit. But that's why they give you that little stand, because it kind of helps out with the stability of these figures. So let me put them on the stand here. And you got the pegs underneath here. Some people like to have him on one stand. Some people like to have him on two. But whatever your use case is, you do you on that. So let's, come on, dude. Stand up, dude. Stand. Stand in the place where you live. Now face north. Think about direction. Wonder why you have it now. There we go. Got him standing weird. Gosh. Come on, dude. There we go. Kind of leaning forward a little bit. Stupid figures. Stupid figures. There. Kind of. Nope. There. Nope. How was he standing before? His legs were spread a little bit, I think. So he looked weird. And then the cape was kind of like, I hate you. I hate you. Come on. Well, folks, let me try to get him standing, and then we will continue this and do some comparisons with some other figures. Got him standing as good as it is going to get. But let's bring in a few figures that I have here. My favorite Batman, the Nightfall Batman, right there. There you can kind of see them side by side. Kind of see the height there. Let's bring in my other new favorite figure, and that is this cool BA Mr. Freeze. This thing is awesome. So freaking awesome. I really love that that figure there. Let's do a 5-inch McFarlane. We got the Demon Slayer one right here. There we go. Then we have, of course, my Mando, the black figure. Don't knock him over, Mando. It was hard enough to get him standing. Then, of course, we got a Mega Fig in Doomsday. And a Bandai Spirits Chainsaw Man. Stand. There we go. And last but not least, a 3.75 Chewbacca. There they are, standing up looking like a cool band. Like I said, it's Batman's band with special guests Chainsaw Man, Q Tomioka, Chewbacca, last but not least, Muddy Mandalorian. Please welcome the Doomsday Band featuring special musician Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze, get on the tracks. Make it happen. But there they are. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. So far, again, McFarlane figures, I do like them. I do like them. But some of them are, when you pose them, are doo-doo. It's very hard to pose. But I mean, if you finagle it, you should be able to get it done on that. But I just hate sometimes it's just hard. It's just, why is it so hard? But let's just go through, let's talk through some of my final thoughts. Like I said, we'll get back together to do that. But the pros, I really like how it looks, but the cons are, man, standing it's tough. And then this is kind of weird. I don't know if you can see this. The rest of this arm is matte, but then you got this glossy right here. Take a look at that. So what's the deal? What's the deal with that? Matte, glossy. Come on. That seems a little off, but that's okay. Minor quibbles. But let's get back together and let's talk through some stuff. And we are back. So let's talk some final thoughts through this Two-Face McFarlane Batman figure. And again, there's a good close-up of the face. The evil, the good. Evil, good. The more I played with this figure, the more it leaned from awesome to kind of good, on it. So initial thoughts, it looks pretty cool. It does. It looks really, really cool and really, really awesome. But then I started getting into it, and I just have some minor quibbles and bits. So first of all, the arm here. You got matte, and then you get right down here, and it's glossy. Why? Why is it that way? And then you got glossy here and matte here. I get it's painted. Look, glossy boot, matte leg. So it doesn't really show up as much on the red, but it does really show out on the black here. The other thing is just a few little quality control things. So like this piece right here is bent, whereas this looks like that. And it may be supposed to be that way, just representing the disfigured side, but I don't think it's supposed to. And then the ears, if you notice, one's straight, one is bent on that, so that's kind of bad. And then on the cape, again, I got a little pick mark there, and then some overspray right there. So some just minor things that keeps this figure from being pretty awesome. From a posing standpoint, very difficult for me to pose. I know some of y'all don't have any issues with it, but some of y'all been doing action figures longer than I have, so you've been doing really good. But it's hard to believe these two figures are made by the same company, because this one I think is almost perfect in every way. The Nightfall figure here, it's just great. It's just phenomenal. That facial sculpt, the blue and gray, this is Batman. This one here, I mean, it's a tribute, but it just doesn't have the polish that I think the figure should have, and that's where I'm going to mark some points against it. But I mean, it looks cool. It does. I mean, it's another cool Batman to my shelf. I'm going to add it on my shelf. But is it my favorite figure? Absolutely not. My favorite figure is that Nightfall Batman, followed by that Mr. Freeze. That Mr. Freeze. If you haven't watched my review on that, go back and watch that, because that thing is friggin' awesome. But this, on a scale of good, bad, awesome, I'd just give it a good. It's just a good. It's not bad, but it's not awesome. It's just good. I mean, it does the job. It's not a hey, you know, go out and buy it. I would say now he wants to stand for me. It's like, you're off camera, I can stand. But you know, he may end up on clearance because, I mean, it's just not a great figure. Right now, he's kind of tough to find. I mean, because he's new, he's out on there. Some scalpers are starting to pick him up and selling him for a little bit more than what you should pay for him. I wouldn't pay any more than that $20 for him. Matter of fact, you may wait to see if you can get him for $15. Who knows? But that's my thoughts about Two-Face. It's the Two-Face Batman. It's just good. It's not the best one in the world, but I mean, it still does the job, right? It still does what it's supposed to do. I mean, and any bad McFarlane figure is better than some other figures that are out there. So, but McFarlane, you've done Batman enough. This one should be pretty awesome, but it's not. It's just living in the good for me. So with that, I leave you. So tune in next time when we do talk about something else amazing, awesome, stupendous, wonderful, great, or maybe bad. But with that, I do leave you with this. Remember to stay young, have fun, and be awesome. All right? We'll talk to you soon. I'm Batman. No, I'm Batman. I'm Batman. Batman. Boom, boom. Sorry. We'll see you later, guys. Bye-bye.